I will turn on music inside the game. Maybe that'll be a funny one. Where is my Kenku? Are we all here?
Yeah, what's up?
Harmu?
I'm here.
I hear you. I hear you, Haku.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Very good. We're all here. Keeping it up. Keeping the attendance record right.
Just terrifying to think about.
I mean, it went well for the actual campaign. Didn't do well for the Eastern Legions, though. Is this a thing? Let's see.
Hey, there's icons on Discord now. Where's my pizza? Where's my hot dog icon?
Okay. When comment gets back, we can
Ah,
start.
there it is.
If there any housekeeping that we need to do at this moment, now's the time. No, no questions. No
Nah.
things that needed to be said or cleared.
If a tree falls in a wood, does a sound make the tree?
I give you de-inspiration for that question. What was overland with oxen? You guys all have your experience tallied.
Yeah, fucking might as well be 0. Fucking stingy ass bitch.
Hey, you should have 25. Rowan
I think he
has
also.
a big 125. You think I also what?
I could have sworn you put our experience somewhere in here.
Yeah, there's a journal. It has pages.
Yeah, if you check journal.
It says experience.
My journal has nothing.
Oh, actually, I think it's under players. Nope, it's not. It's not here anymore. It used to be here.
Interesting. There.
Oh, never mind. If you press update all GDOT journals, you'll see it.
I did and nothing showed up. I'm sad. Yeah, I have I kept track of.
Oh, maybe I should do this. Now you're observers of said journal, and you should be able to see it now.
Yeah, we can see it now.
Got it.
Thank you, Papa Ligma.
I'm back.
All
Dude, they
right.
fucked up my fucking shit. This dude's like, I have no clue where I am. I'm like, it's the same address. Like my address hasn't changed. He's like, I'm at the place, but it's not there. And I'm like, dude, I'm gonna fucking.
I'm at soup.
I see you guys have discovered the new function.
What's the new function?
Facing.
He's like, the numbers don't add up. I'm like, dude, I fucking can't believe it's impossible for people to be this incompetent.
Kind of cool.
I'm think you can do it to your own token. You could also change how it rotates. So if you want to actually rotate the token itself, that's possible. I don't know how it it works exactly. I've been trying to fuck with it mainly because I want to be able to parent tokens to each
What if
other,
it's
like I was
Uh,
able
multiplied
to
equally?
in
it's kind of
Roll20.
hard to rotate in place.
Yeah, that's a weird one. I think you can just use Shift and then WASD if you want to change in place.
Oh, that's
Yep.
kind of cool.
And then, here's one for you, Morgan. Morgan, or Sil, click your token. You have your token selected?
Yes.
Good. Highlight, or hover over, what's his name? Raphael. And press M. You are now mounted.
Amazing. How do I unmount?
N.
Neat.
And, I believe somebody's still mounted.
That's amazing. The mount
Yes.
dream is real.
I'm not sure. The problem I have, though, is... So here's a horse. Problem that I have is that if I have a creature that isn't symmetrical, no, even if it is symmetrical, but if I have a creature, if I have an actor on a creature riding a creature that isn't um symmetrical, it won't update. So like, take a look at where Haku is right now,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't, like, he was on the head of the horse. Now as I move the horse, he's no longer on it.
I mean, him being in the middle makes more sense.
Sure, but what happens if we do this? Oops.
This one's tiny though.
Yeah, that's now you mount the cart, and you could be inside the
Colossal, eh?
cart. Yeah, no. You could
That
be
is colossal,
inside the
right? 5 by
actual
5?
cart, but like, what happens if you just want to be, on,
What
in the
about
back?
tiny? What about tiny size?
Like Haku, try to move onto. Actually, hold on. I could actually make it so you could move in the vehicle in its bounds. So stay right there.
Also, I'm gonna get water real quick.
See, now it doesn't move with you. It doesn't, like... Now you're in the back. Now you're on a horse. In the back, on a horse. That's the main reason why.
What might happen is you might have to make two separate images. I think maybe is that how it works on Forge?
I don't think so. Like in Roll20, I used to be able to parent things, and so when I rotated it, it would all rotate together. I can't rotate things together in Foundry, as far as I know. All right,
Get me out of
dismount.
this horse. Get me out of this horse.
Press N.
I know.
I don't want to delete you on accident if I delete this. Alright. So, there's that. I'm not sure if it's going to be very useful, but you can mount things now. And that is it for what's new today. I was going to download the blood trails thing, but I don't like it all that much. Especially, I'm not sure I can configure it. I don't want anyone bleeding unless they're under 50% HP. But I think it's time we start playing our game. Where's Morgan? Did he actually leave, after everyone else has gotten their drink? Oh wait, no. We gotta wait for Kaiman to yell at some pizza people. God damn it. Well, I guess it gives me more time to think a little bit about how this is going to go. For planning is no longer my means of DMing.
What about your DMing means?
I no longer plan.
Just
Planning
gonna free ball, eh?
planning ended when Jackie broke the box. Kind of like that, yes.
But he just wanted a side quest.
Well, he said she guys one hell of a side quest.
Holy fuck, man. I'm so pissed.
What happened now?
The dude won't answer my calls, so I have to call the store and tell him, hey, just cancel the fucking order.
Oh, like he actually is it making it to your door?
He has no clue where he is, apparently. I don't fucking know. I'm like, dude, it's the same address that's on here. He's like,
Oh.
numbers aren't adding up. I'm like, I swear to God.
You think nowadays it'd be easier to find people's houses with a GPS on your phones?
It's like, it's the same fucking address that's on the order. But these people are just brain dead.
I had an 8-hour meeting today. I wish to die. But I'll
That's
still
true.
be here because I refuse to die when there's D&D.
What the fuck can you have a meeting for 8 hours on?
I don't know, I had to drive like an hour each way to get to this meeting.
We have
Why?
to talk about our deployment.
Jesus Christ.
The funny thing is, I don't even know why I was forced to be there. No, the meeting's not relevant to me in the slightest.
Granted, I take a bus to work now, and that takes about an hour.
But to be fair, on the way home, I did get to pick up food from a place I haven't been to since I was 13. So, you know, it works out.
It's not that
It was so fucking worth it, though. The food was so good.
All right, are we all ready? Are we all here?
I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
my sheet. I have my IC notes. I have
Arno, are you
my
there?
Foundry.
Harmu bros. It's so fucking hungry.
Thought this guy took his nap.
He's okay.
Oh, I can see all of you guys' activity right now.
Okay, what's to say my activity is?
You're grayed out, so you're not in focus, but the screen is visible.
I'm prompting.
Yeah, damn right. I'm flipping between my notes and my sheet. I'm trying to figure out how to make my sheet dark mode so I don't go blind.
I don't think
Our
you can do
Adobe
that.
license doesn't have that.
All
Let me
right.
go make sure I lock my door real quick.
Can't have anyone walking in on his D&D gameplay while he's apparating big bottomed goats on the other monitor. We're all on time, but we're still late.
We're all on time except for like my fucking pizza. Oh my god, man.
All right. Last week we had a bit of a tussle with a man who stepped out of Raphael Ambrosius Costello's shadow. He was promptly taken care of, doing not much except for burning himself alive, leaving nothing but part of a skull, maybe some shin bones, a few hands.
He was too tanky.
No, you guys just didn't do any damage to him.
Yeah, too tanky.
You guys rolled twos.
Whiffed
Too
everything.
tanky, bro.
You guys rolled nothing but twos.
Where's his negative 10 AC?
And while this was happening, Rowendahl had the bright idea of injecting the corpse of one Huiru with what he likes to call insect steroids. And then stuff started happening. Huiru is
Let's not
currently
forget the
in.
highlight: using spare the dying and then still trying to make medicine checks.
True. I mean, hey, you know what? Go for it. Who knows what will happen? Huiru, who is now in a cocoon in the back seat of your cart, there is a bit of a dilemma raised by Isilta's longtime retainer, Kara. She brings up the point that if Huiru was simply killed by some sort of outside faction or otherwise, it might have been a problem, but it could have been a problem that all of you could have walked away with your lives. Now, if whatever's happening to Huiru leaves her changed, it could mean your lives. While I'm sure 3 of you don't understand the weight of that, Isolta, you would understand that is a very, very heavy burden. There is nowhere on the known world to which the white-vined thorned Girots will chase you to. Sometimes they won't even have to chase you because they might already be there. Besides the point, Isolta sends Kara off to send a message to her brother, I believe, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
I don't remember what the message was, but when it's important, I'll ask. And as you guys began riding towards the new destination of Laelstead, under the impression that whatever's happening to Huiru will reconcile itself in a few days, it will be best to do it away from Lakeshore. Hopefully she'll be herself in one piece, as the one Rowendal likes to say. On your way there, you were hailed or flagged down, intercepted by a couple of men who were paid to escort you to Lakeshore. These men, you believe, or at least some of you believe, to be working for the guy who paid 3 of you to get Huiru to Lakeshore. You have no idea who, no idea why. As a matter of fact, none of you understand why you're doing the job you're doing. And that's partially intentional. But as it is, actually, I believe there was a bit of a conversation between Kara and Raphael about how important Huiru is. And I'm pretty sure he now has the fear of God in him.
Praying to the Black One daily.
Aside from that, you guys continued on to Laelstead after Isolta paralyzed a couple of men from the waist down in their sleep. As you ride into Laelstead, a normal-sized, one of these normal-sized White Vine farm villages. Those of you who are familiar with these White Vine farm towns would know that this place is very unlike the others. You notice that the workers here don't seem to be as industrious as the ones further down south. Isolta, you would especially be aware of such discrepancies. There are more houses and housing for said workers. There aren't as many like small villages set out for administrators and the higher tier workers. And you'll notice that a lot of the elves don't seem to be doing all that much. As of right now, as you're rolling into town, in the, what is the current clock? I believe it is sometime in the afternoon. Yes, it is 1 p.m. Everyone seems to be chilling, having lunch, hanging around, just, not doing White Vine elf things. As you roll up to the main house, the mansion that sits on the height of Lalested's property, which is kind of on a small plateau. This house looks a bit, well, it looks grand. Like whoever lives here definitely wanted a nice big house. It doesn't look like it's all in well kept. Not run down, but whoever lives here doesn't seem to care much for maintenance or cleaning up as part of that. You'll find that there are bottles of alcohol strewn around, maybe plates and dishes that should be washed from yesterday's meals might be on a porch or two. And sitting on the porch, you'll find an elf in a rocking chair. He seems to pay you no mind until you, Isolta, step out of the cart. Then he seems to be very intent. Worried, even.
Oh no.
Also, must like section 2, 1. I may have been listening to a certain set of songs that gave me some ideas on the themes of things today. Anyone can guess what that is, give them inspiration.
So fucking over.
Now, you walk up, you talk to him, you ask to see the head of the house or whoever. I believe you said the runt. He looks more nervous as you speak, as he eyes your clothing and the way you speak. He goes inside. About 5 minutes pass, and he rushes out of the house. He stops. He bows to you. He gives you a very deep bow. A bow that you expect low-born individuals to give you. And he runs off. Disappears, rather. And about a minute later, you're greeted by another elf, whom I am going to post in the Discord chat.
Would I
talk.
fit in the rocking chair that he was sitting in?
No.
It's over.
I mean, it's very big for an elf, but it's not big enough for a giant. You are greeted by an elf. She is quite short, maybe as short or even slightly shorter than Syl. She has white, silvery hair, and she is carrying in one hand what looks like a bottle of alcohol. In the other hand, she has what looks like a cigarette of some sort. She looks at you, blank-faced, and then she looks you up and down, and notices that you are wearing very fine white vine garb, trimmed with red. She gives you a face of disgust. You then tell her the tiger Turin is calling in his marker. And as she hears the words tiger exit your lips, she gives you a sly smile and extends to you first a thumbs up, and then she hands you the bottle in her hand.
I have already given every elf in that warehouse a dabble of whatever the hell I had.
Am I rubbing alcohol?
Your what was it? Your black licorice
Black licorice.
meth.
Yeah, and then I come out.
He's just running around. Do you remember the blue alcohol from fucking Disco Elysium? The ether. Let me find it.
And I could pull this up on chat. No, view character artwork. That's not the artwork.
Yeah, it is a medicinal spirit. It's actually the exact same thing. He's just running around with this. It's like, yeah, bro, you got to try this stuff. This is the real shit.
You gotta try this shit with that moonshine right there.
It's a great mixer.
And that's where we pick up. Do you take the bottle that she's handing you?
Every elf is now noited out of their mind.
Who's she offering? She's offering it to Harmony, right?
Yeah, she's offering to Isolta.
I'm gonna like.
Because Raphael and Syl are getting water.
I'm gonna hover nearby just in case. Keep my eye on Rowan Doll.
But you're the monkey carrying the water barrel.
But do I
Is that what
see
we're
this?
doing?
Do I see this
we're off to get
happening?
water.
Oh yeah.
If you ran into that little barn area looking for
Oh yeah, I
moonshine,
probably won't have yet.
Yeah.
Because, let's not die of dehydration. Because I know this sick fuck will do it.
Yes, I will. So, Isolta?
I take the bottle and look at her confused.
She just gives you that face.
What face?
Post in Discord.
Okay, I keep looking confused.
She sort of waves at you to take a little. She
Alright.
sighs a bit. Come on in. You. Be careful. As she points to Raph.
I'm gonna look at her a bit odd as I walk away with Syl.
As she speaks in
whiff.
this sort of raspy, gravelly tone.
I
This
sniff
raspy,
the bottle.
gravelly whisper. Whatever's in here, it's highly alcoholic and possibly flammable.
I take a tiny sip.
It's so potent. It's like it's closer to paint thinner than it is alcohol. I'll say that much.
Okay.
I don't know what Isolta's experience with alcohol is.
Non-existent.
Well,
Other than wine.
that's a good song for this.
All right, sir.
No. Do you follow her inside?
Yeah.
All right. She swings the door open. It is a heavy wooden door, much like you're used to back home. Behind it, immediately, is one of those large rice paper screens, which covers sort of the view of the main room from outside. As you turn the corner, you'll see that there is a whole host of elves in here. Most of them look in various states of a hangover or a drunken stupor. Although, I guess some may be waking up right now at 1 p.m. Some also seem to be engaged in, well, certain acts that are very uncouth in the White Vine territories. How does Isolta feel about watching a couple of elves maybe about to get it on?
Don't care.
Okay.
What?
The elf leads you to a sort of ring of couches surrounding a low coffee table kind of table. It's about 4 feet in diameter, round, low to the ground. On it is a series of bottles. There is a hookah and some food. Although the food looks like it's been here for a bit. Maybe served around breakfast time. She moves over to the large armchair, which an elf is currently sleeping on. She grabs the elf by the ankle and tugs her off of it, and she hits the ground. She then plops onto the chair, and she points to the sofa beside her and says, "If they bother you, just push them off." And then she reaches and she extends a hand as if she's expecting you to hand back her drink.
I hand it back.
Uh, she brings it to her lips and takes a huge swig, cocking her head back to do so. And she looks as if she's drinking more than that's already in the bottle. I'll just use this. So, who's the tiger to you? She looks you up and down. I suppose he has taste like his father.
You're talking about my brother.
Oh? She has a rather girlish giggle about this. Your brother is the tiger? Well, I guess your father was always that kind of man. I don't blame him. I'm sure you know White Vines quite well. Anyone will go after a human spending enough time in Jinkai. So, what is this marker? You're obviously very important if the tiger's calling it in with you.
Well, there's a bit of an issue.
Well, it wouldn't be a marker if there wasn't an issue. She giggles a bit and she cocks her head back and takes another large swig of this small bottle.
I explained, like, vaguely that someone important was killed in my watch, well, during my watch, supposedly. And
How vaguely?
I don't mention any names right now. And well, someone else did something to the body. And you may know how Whiteborn are about
Yeah.
the body of the dead.
Desecration. Well, I guess that is a bit of a sticky situation you got yourself in. She takes a small sip. But it can't be that bad. Surely you can just, take it off to the Freelands, drop it off. The wolves over there will eat anything. Who's gonna blame you? She looks a bit disinterested at this point as she goes and takes not so much a sip, more of a gulp of what she's got in that bottle.
Well, at this point, I'm more concerned that the body will eat the wolves.
She looks at you and raises an eyebrow. What do you mean by that? You're not getting into some magi business. Do you have one with you? Wait. Yeah, a magi. Is that what they call them now? No. Shaman. An alchemist. That's right. That giant was a black bloom. Is he one of them?
They were in the same group, but I don't think he's the one. It's well, I think it's the one that just ran off to take on the alcohol. He's not here right now.
Well, I guess they'll eat the wolves, but the barbarians will deal with it eventually. They're good for something sometimes. Surely you didn't come all this way just to ask me to help you dispose of a body.
So, Rowan's looking for the party.
If
He's still outside. He's like, where the hell is everyone?
All right. At this point, you're probably done with your little alcohol spree in the barn. I don't know where Syl is. Raph, I think, went to join.
Still
so-
and Raphael are getting water. You said there was like a 30-minute to get water and come back kind of thing.
Yeah, 30-minute walk, entire trip.
Yeah, and that's so we don't die.
Rowan,
Okay, I
You
ask
leave
an
the-
elf.
you leave the barn and your party's nowhere to be found. You ask an elf what?
I ask an elf, where's the rest of the crew?
The elf points towards the house.
I thank him while I have a bottle in my hand. I just walk through.
All right. Back to the conversation. But the barbarians are good for something. Whatever this thing is going to be, they'll take care of it eventually.
No, I didn't come here to dispose of the body. I just wanted a bit of time to see what it's gonna be.
So you bring an unknowable mess to my doorstep?
Yeah,
You're
that's
either spoiled or kind of dumb. She giggles a bit.
that's
as
the
she
bigger issue.
takes a sip. At this point, she reaches into the pocket at the front of her like key, sort of a gi, and pulls out a strike match and lights up the cigarette she's holding.
I
You
will
know-
also
What?
I will describe the person we killed and if she's ever seen or heard about something like that.
Say again?
I will describe the dude we killed and how he died and stuff.
Oh.
The immolation
Oh,
guy,
yeah.
and ask if she's ever seen something like that.
Yeah, that's Hooky Denny. One of the that's a ancient practitioner of one of the old assassination arts. What are they called? The eyes of the emperor. Funny men. Always fought in a weird stance. Kind of like a bear standing upright. They well, I haven't heard about them being around for quite some time. No, during the War of Man, they invaded Jin K. Didn't do so well. The wide-eyed bastard himself took care of them all. He did get hurt a little bit. That bastard's just too resilient to go be put down. I should know. But
I burst So when does Rowan burst in and go, "Hey, do we have more time now?"
One more line of conversation, and then I'll tell you when you can Kool-Aid in. She takes another sip, and then she takes a drag of her cigarette. If you told her that this was the guy that killed Rue, correct?
Yeah.
If that's what killed your escort, maybe you should probably just report it. I mean, well, there's a 50-50 chance you don't get executed on the spot. She takes a drag.
Yeah, the issue is more that the body is no longer there.
You mean now Kool-Aid?
Well, no one of them knows. Only Rowan does.
You may now burst into the room, Rowan.
Also, right before Rowan bursts in, I will ask if she knows Balulu, because one of the guys in my party keeps talking about something like that.
Oh, well, what now? Is
A
that some
Balulu.
weird white vine word for... never mind.
Rowan burst in. A Balulu. A wonderful muse for me myself, Rowan. Did you guys get more time? How long can we stay here?
Rowan, he bursts into the door. You start talking before you even see anybody. You turn the corner around the little rice paper screen, and you see a room full of elves having a good time with one particularly small elf chatting, or in a big chair chatting with Isolta, who is in the couch nearby, probably next to a couple of elves getting it on. The elf looks at you, Isolta. Is he one of yours?
Oh no, I'm absolutely Kalulu's.
Oh, God. Did you bring one of that woman's dogs into my house?
I'm glad
have-
you know her.
No clue who she is.
Oh, you sweet summer child. Well, I wouldn't mention that name too much. I guess it's fine right now, but my business partner's not too fond of that person. Might give me some
There's a
lip.
lot of people not very fond of her.
Never-ending constant lip. But, all you want is some time? Just want to
Oh,
sit
yeah.
around here doing
Sometimes
nothing, watching something?
drinking. I hold up the bottle I just got from their shed.
Well, there's plenty of that to go around. She raises her own bottle and takes a gulp.
I gulp along with her.
But,
So we got a couple days here.
Well, I'm not usually one to let random freeloaders in, especially white vines. But you are calling it a marker, although I don't think this calls for a marker if all you're gonna do is sit around here. Tell you what.
Are
and
you
your friends-
interested in what I'm doing though? I laugh. I kind of chuckle at her. We have it in the cart, you know.
Does it have tits?
I don't know. Did Rue have tits?
Uh,
I go over to you. So He does not remember at all because even though he was doing CPR, he doesn't remember.
You know what? Why don't you roll for him right now? It's a A,
Roll
B,
for
C, D,
kids.
E, F, G, H. D8. A through H. That's that's the wrong
D8,
dice,
I
my
mean-
friend. Yeah. Probably quite big by elf standards.
I give her a thumbs up. Yeah, I guess.
All right. You could stay. You're not freeloading though.
Oh hell no! Come on, let's go check it out.
What I meant is do a little work. By work, I mean clean this place up.
So wait, the campaign, we're at, I assume, a very like thinly veiled brothel. Fucking Rowan's like, yeah, I'm gonna go clean up after all the shit. Oh my god.
You guys just got put yourself into a very funny position in the world, okay?
He likes to watch.
He is a man of science.
Do you remember the fucking check? If you fail the check when you try and talk up Clausier, do you remember that check?
No.
Oh no. I won't spoil it. It was fucking
Ro-
over, bros.
So what you're telling me is I just have to clean up and we get to stay here for we?
Yeah, why not? It's not like these guys are cleaning up after themselves.
Let's
I own the
fucking
place,
go.
so why would I?
I roll up my sleeves, but first let's go see the cocoon.
The elf rotates towards you, Isilda. Is he all there?
I shrug.
That's when I think outsider elves can't get any more weird. Show me this thing of yours. See how fucked you are, kiddo.
Oh yeah. Let's go.
She hops off her huge chair, her huge armchair, and follows you out the door. I imagine to the cart, right?
Yep.
Then, how do you present the thing to her?
I slapped the cocoon. This baby could fit one whole roux. Ooh-wee.
At first, she looked.
it-
At first, she looked. What's the word? Uninterested. She bored. Like she sees it and she's like, ugh. She takes a drag of her cigarette and blows the smoke at you. This isn't nothing special. Then you say one roux hui, and then her eyes kind of widen a bit, and her mouth lets that cigarette drop. The roux bitch is in there.
Oh hell yeah. It's practically she was absolutely dead when we found her.
Assaulter bros, it's so fucking over.
Hold on. You're telling me... she looks around. Hey, Tomazi kid. Are you nearby, Isolta? Did you
Yeah.
follow?
Yep.
You're telling me that you were charged with taking... You're taking the Hui kid? Where were you taking the Hui kid?
Lakeshore.
You're charged with a 3-day trip to Lakeshore? 2 day, 1 day? She shakes her head. It doesn't matter. You're in charge of taking the brat to Lakeshore, and she's dead.
When I found her, she was dead already. So I take out the syringe. I kind of flick it. Good time to test out some good old dwarven medicine.
She
You ever
has
heard of
this blank.
You ever heard of
mouth.
the var? You ever heard of the varwood?
She has this blank stare, mouth agape, as she looks at you, Rowendal. Yeah.
I start babbling. Yeah, Varwood, from what I heard from my muse, was an old dwarven capital. They had several facilities there. That's where we found one of these bad boys.
Hey, kid. As she puts a hand on you, Isolde. You're so fucked.
So we've had 6 months of testing and refining it.
She takes a sip of her drink and she hands it to you.
I do not drink it.
Suit yourself. If she pulls you away from Rowendal, and she kind of gets away from the yapping. Like, hey kid, look. Your brother's an alright guy. Right? We fought in the war together. I also fought alongside your father. But I wouldn't do a favor for him like I would do a favor for your brother. If Huiru's really in there, better hope she's normal. That thing hatches. You also better hope that she's not feeling too yappy about or knowledgeable about what's happened to her since you let her die. But if you want to stick around, by all means. You know what? If you want to stay here, it's probably the only place people aren't going to come looking for you right away. And if they do, that could shoo them off. But, having friends like that, you're gonna die. Real quick, like. She takes a gulp of her drink. I only hope, for your sake, that, whatever he did, turns out for the least worst situation. She looks around. I got a room you could stay in. Your friend's gotta go sleep somewhere else, though.
I not.
And, that thing, you might want to keep the cart in the barn. Well, she looks around. That one over there. There are no stills in that one. It's rather empty. We use it to hide stuff. But, when you're really ready to talk about how you're gonna get through this, you know where to find me. And she gives you a pat on the back and walks away.
I sigh.
So was Rowan able to hear this all since he is an elf?
She probably didn't walk too far away. She was just kind of maybe like 10, 15, 20 feet.
Oh, okay. Rowan doesn't care. He just wants to know.
I just move the car towards the barn.
Alright. You move the cart towards the barn.
After that, I will just sit down and
Are we back yet?
contemplate my situation.
You're probably not back yet. So when you move the cart into the barn, you'll find that there's a lot of what you would consider contraband here. At least it's contraband in Jin K.
What kind of contraband? Is there something Rowan can use?
Various kinds of weapons and a lot of plant matters. I'm pretty
Nice.
sure
Rowan
will
can
know
just
a lot
roll
of
up a
these
blunt.
as drugs.
Nice.
Okay.
Rowan volunteers to stay in the shed.
I'm sure this will go down very well.
Isolta, what did you say you were doing after you hid the cart? After you put the cart away?
Contemplating my situation.
Okay. I want to say now is about the time Raph and Syl return from their trek from, I believe, the Rosenwasser, right?
Yes.
Yep. I'll describe your trip there. The trek from the Lalestead Manor to the shore of the Rosenwasser is short. It is flat land. There is a small chasm that you have to pass over, which is there's a small regular plain water river that runs through here, and a decently sized bridge, rope bridge. But it's very uneventful. It seems normal. And this little part of the Rosenwasser that you get to looks like it was dug out, not a natural little section of lake, or like a artificial one. I imagine, how many barrels of water are you acquiring?
How many did we have?
They probably gave you a barrel for salted meat and a barrel or two for potable water.
Provided we can do hunting and we're probably out of the food by now, just take all three. Raph takes two, Syl takes one.
Okay.
He's a big
Dang.
boy, he can take it.
Yeah, you probably can. Barrels are magical devices. They seal things quite well. You get yourselves 3 barrels of Rosenwasser. You drag that back to the manor here, and you'll find Isilta sitting somewhere, probably lost in thought. Rowan is nowhere to be seen, neither is the cart.
I'll walk up to Sultan and ask what happened.
I do not hear it. I am dissociating hard right now.
I waved my hand in front of her face.
Nope.
I pat her head.
I start rolling up the craziest blunt these elves will ever have.
I keep forgetting that. I don't want that to show up there.
I'm gonna ask one more time. Are there any elves around, or do I see anybody?
Raph, I have an idea. The
What might that
perfect
be?
way to ensure that she's not dead. Syl will just empty the water skin onto her. Just walk
No,
over and dump it.
I will put my hand out to stop Syl. But
What?
Maybe we leave her alone. I have a feeling I know the culprit of this here problem. Now he might be around here. He might be hiding, drinking alcohol, or doing some other dumb shit. But I know, I'm fairly confident our answer lies someplace else.
I mean, isn't that kind of obvious? I just want to find out where the cart is so we can put these barrels in it.
You're gonna knock on
I mean, I'm
the
right
door.
next to the cart. What?
No,
Yeah,
because
Haru said he wasn't gonna leave from the cart. He was
Or
just
were
gonna
you-
stash it.
oh,
were you
Hyde said
in
the
the
cart was
barn
nowhere to
with
be
the cart?
seen.
Yeah.
Never mind. You don't see Isolta.
Yeah.
You don't
Oh,
see
no, we've been
Isolta or
retconned.
Rowan.
Our story's been retconned. It's over. Warcraft Bros. Do we see anybody?
We will never be slaves.
Yeah, there are probably some elves hanging about.
I'll call out to the nearest one and ask them if they know where our associates are.
And by the might of the dice, this elf, rolling the exact same number they rolled last time, points to the barn. A specific barn.
Thank you kindly. No, walk that way with my
Yeah.
barrels of water.
You walk down.
Why did-
It's you walk down like 90 feet to get to this particular barn. That seems to be made. Looks rickety on the outside, but it's very sound and secure on the inside. Reinforced with metal bars. Inside, you will find a cacophony of, well, weaponry and exotic plant material. All of it
Rowan
is sort of being
is
stored away
rolling
to try.
up
As Rowan
the
is,
nasty, the biggest, nastiest blunt he can with his black licorice.
Rowan is in
I
fact
see.
rolling up a cigarette of some sort.
Do I see Rowan?
Yes. And you also see the cart, and nearby will be Isolta.
Boy, you can't smoke that shit right off the fucking vine. Lord. I mean, what are you doing? I'm gonna put the water barrels down and go try and figure out what the fuck Rowan's rolling up.
So we'll put it down while kind of looking at the plants while going in. Raph, I think he's just getting high. I'm pretty sure this farm just makes drugs. They grow plants for drugs.
I
You
look up.
can't just tear the plant, the leaves off and try and smoke it, boy. They have finished products someplace else. You can probably ask. And I'm sure.
Rowan, give me an intelligence check. Let's just see how dumb you are in this moment.
I'm certain the madame of this here establishment will not take too kindly to you violating their product.
Rowan,
Rowan knows what he's doing.
Rowan, you sometimes you just check out, but right now you're fine. You found the plants that have
Locked
been
in.
curing, hanging on the the specific side of the barn upside down. You know that this is the proper horseshoe. What was it called? Horseshoe leaf. The flower of Shamba'al. Very common in Madman's Rest. A drug long smoked by the mythical centaur Shamba'al. Before battle, after battle, during battle.
Calm down, Raph. I know what I'm doing.
Boy, you fire your brains any more than they already are, we're going to be in more trouble. What's going on with that?
I mean, I don't think he's going to be in more trouble. Rowan, did you even ask if you could?
That too. What's going on with the cocoon?
I shrug. I'm gonna go clean up the house.
Where's the young miss, Mrs. Zolta?
I point to Isolta. Probably up in the front of the carriage.
What happened with the madame of
this here place.
Well, we can stay.
For how long?
I shrug and I walk off. I don't know until that thing hatches.
Well, that is some good news for
Well,
once.
when does it hatch?
That
Uh,
is the next question.
should I do a wisdom check or?
Yeah.
Well, because Rowan's like 3-4 days, give or take.
I think that's been established already, right? I think we did
I don't
the
remember.
checks. I think we did checks for this in the previous.
Yeah,
I thought
we
he
had-
failed. I thought he failed and was like, I don't fucking know, man.
That is true.
Yeah, but now it's actually at a stage where it's
It is.
big enough.
Yeah, you do know that there is a stage where it has to stop growing, and then it'll begin to hatch at a specific point in time. With that knowledge, you'll know that it probably has 3 to 4 days before it actually pops.
Would I be able to do like a medicine check or something to see if it's actually like, or a research check? More
For
like a
what
history
reason?
check, right?
For what reason, though? What do you want out of it?
Because Rowan has seen many of these already.
Yeah, like I said, you know that there's 3 to 4 days that it will pop. It's not exact science. Not every egg hatches at the same time. Some eggs, take a couple more days. Some eggs hatch early.
Well, he could also tell if the thing has solidified or something, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you've ascertained that already. Previous session.
But has it already solidified though? Like I remember last time it was just liquefied though.
Yeah, it's in its liquefaction stage where the inside's just goo.
Got
And,
it.
It'll hatch when everything is completely solid.
Got it. Well, that's what I tell them. 3 to 4 days, give or take.
I'm sure we can manage that.
Well, the lady of the mansion told me to clean out the house, so
You have fun with that.
I wave the magic blunt around. This is gonna clear out those elves and make them start working.
I don't think that's how that drug even works in real life.
Well, nope, but it does have a meth in it.
Don't know how that works, but
It's a high.
you-
It's a downer and an upper, so I don't know.
you do you, Rowan.
Either
Lord
way,
knows.
they are gonna get something, and
Something's
we can
gonna
just
happen.
drag them out.
How has he even survived this long raft?
You know, the good Lord, there are many patrons in the world, and whoever that boy is a patron of, they look out for him.
I'm
There
actually
ain't
very.
no.
I overhear this. I'm like, I'm actually a very resourceful person, and I walk off.
I'm just gonna fucking burst out laughing when I hear that. I'm gonna go talk to Zolta.
Yep, you see Isolta sitting lost in thought.
Same thing, like
Get to the waving hand and face, patting head situation. White girl on Twitter disassociating because somebody's talking to her.
Honestly, I'm surprised you haven't tried to kill him.
Miss, what happened? Miss?
Isolta is rocking back and forth. We're so fucked. We're so fucked.
Make him in dissociate face. Ma'am? Young miss?
Yeah? Huh?
What happened?
No, I was just thinking about something.
You don't seem to be in as high spirits as our inebriated friend.
Well, you should know why.
Could be worse.
Because he turned her into a silk cocoon? What the fuck is even going to come out of that?
I'm hoping something similar to Rowan Doll, but the same as she used
Why
to
would
be.
you want that?
He's some kind of oddball critter.
Okay,
That
but
boy
why
ain't
would you
natural.
want something like him?
What I'm saying is, I think he was like that before whatever Kalulu did to him. It just changed his physical form. Now, I know all of this does look bad. However, I'm certain if we manage to stay here unmolested, and that cocoon delivers us a normal Huayru, everything should be fine.
Except for the 2 guards that are probably dead now.
We never found them. Who's gonna tell us that they made contact? They didn't send a letter off. They're along with us. We never found those poor bastards. We probably should have killed them. I assume the young miss had killed them. What exactly did you do to those two before we made our way here?
Huh? Oh, they should be fine.
Oh god, we're fucked.
With each
Well,
with each recollection of your actions, you guys find yourselves digging a deeper hole. Although it's not until after you're in the hole you found that you've dug it.
This is Rowan's hole. You all just fell into it.
we've kind of stumbled pretty hard. I'm sure we'll figure it out here.
Okay, Rowan is gonna go and see what I can do about those elves in the house.
What time is it?
2:00. Rowan, you enter the main house, and well, there are a lot of elves in here, having a good time. You, however, are tasked to clean the house. You'll see,
Elf come.
not just, there's more than just that. You'll see,
There's
the
also elf piss and elf shit.
mistress sitting there in her big chair, uh, watching what's going on around her and partaking in her drink. Every once in a while, reaching out to one of the elves passing by, giving him a quick thwap on the behind, playfully, as they laugh about it. And
Ambrose, why couldn't we visit this place when Perseus was my character?
She looks
You
towards
were a
you.
rabbit.
She notices you walk in, Rowan. It's like, hey, outsider. Just start with all the dishes or something. Wash them, maybe. I know there's some food around here going bad. Just
Give her a thumbs up.
try not to get in the way.
I ask her, got a light?
Plenty. She pulls out a strike match from her blouse and flicks it at you. As she flicks it at you, it catches fire.
Nice. Can I light my blunt with it?
Can you even catch it?
I don't know. I use my dexterity roll.
Do it. Do a dexterity check. Certainly you don't fail this. Yeah, you catch the lit mid flick match, and you can handily light your blunt.
By the way, I used some of the leaves over there. You got some good stuff here. Probably better than Mad Men.
Yeah. It's in our travels, my travels these past few years, I've found a few good crop. Brought them home. Had a friend use some magic of his own. Probably some of the best you get out
It's
there.
indica, bro.
It's not nothing no white vine.
Do
will
the
let you
puff
have.
puff smoke, and then I pass her the blunt.
She takes it happily. Makes up for the one I dropped back there. She takes a drag. She blows it. It's like, well, you really screwed over the girl. But at least you're making it up to her right now. And she takes another hit, gives it back to you. Just like I said, try not to get in the way.
I look for an elf to puff past it.
Hey, work. You can play and work at the same time. And she takes a gulp of her drink. An elf, anyone that you offer this to, they will take. Everybody here
Thanks.
seems to be
Now I'm gonna go
very
finish
good
up the
with
dishes.
having a good time.
It's like, do you remember that GIF of like the dude, the film, the fucking camera guy handing a dude a fucking donut?
The donut.
It's Rowan. It's Rowan. Rowan Booth. This.
Yep, Rowan begins to
Rowan
clean
starts cleaning up.
around this elf party. Rowan, can you give me a wisdom or perception check? Remember, the skill will give you better and more information. Just attribute or skill?
Wisdom. The blunt has given me a natural 20.
Oh, that is powerful. Yeah, as you're cleaning, you notice that you remember the elves that you saw riding into here, and they all had tattoos on their face. You notice that the tattoos are all usually pointed upwards, like the quake symbol. They're usually circles or crescents pointing upwards. Sometimes there's lines drooping off of them. The mistress has hers pointing downwards, and she has sort of a two. Like, there's one crescent, half crescent, and then there's one that splits off of it and goes further down. You'll also notice that a lot of these elves, their tattoos don't look right. They don't seem to match the standard white vine heraldry, as far as you can tell. But you clean. Why don't you give me a what would be a cleaning check? Investigation or intelligence? I think yeah. Investigation or intelligence to just measure how well you do as you're
Got it.
cleaning
I would use my
in between people drinking, smoking, humping.
Damn, nat one.
From a 20
The
to a
ganja
1.
giveth, and the ganja taketh.
Yeah, you
I missed all the elf shit income. Pissed.
you're deep into your endo here, and maybe it's a bit too much. You're starting to slack, and I'll even say I'll be nice and not make it like, oh, you fucked up this entire time. I'll throw a little percentile dice here on my desk, and you do a pretty decent job for the most part, but towards the end of it, you start slipping. You're scrubbing things. Uh, Instead of cleaning them, you're spreading them. Uh, Maybe you drop a dish or two. Uh, bump into a glass bottle. It hits the ground and breaks. Everyone laughs at you. That sort of thing. Raph, Sil, Isolta.
Damn.
What are you guys doing as Rowan is out here cleaning?
Well, Raph, I think, is currently MIA. Isolta is dead inside.
What am I doing? I'm gonna look for some papers so I can write a letter.
Okay.
Do you want me to see if I can get us some food? We haven't really eaten today.
That would be greatly appreciated.
And
There
then
ain't no. Hmm.
how should I go kill something for food, or do you think they'll give us food?
I'm not too sure. I haven't been inside the main mansion there. I don't think I'd fit considering it's made for your kind. That being said, finding quite so many interesting plants out here. Not sure what's inside that manor.
Well, don't do what Rowan did, and don't try to eat the plants.
That's not my advice. I prefer control of my faculties. I'd say ask them, see where if they know about food or what we could get in the area. It's a good start.
Because if we're going to be here for a few more days, we kind of need it.
If you need help, I'll come back for me and I'll go along with you and we'll look for, hunt or something. I just need to write a letter.
I think you're a bit too tall to be of any use. And so we'll just wave him off and, I guess, go over to the manor to inquire about getting food.
Rude.
We took care of water.
As you step outside,
Raffle shrug.
you actually smell the smell of meat being cooked over an open fire.
Well, that doesn't help, Raph. He's big and he needs lots of food. But sure, head over to the smell of the meat.
All right. You head to the smell of the meat. You'll find that there are rows of those sort of like I'm not sure what to call them, like the luau style barbecue pits where you just have a bunch of small bonfires with meat on a pit over it. It's rows of them. You see
Apparently
elves.
called an emu. IMU.
I'm not sure. You see a bunch of elves taking what
Yeah,
looks like
IMU.
venison and sticking them
Oh,
onto these
Kahlua.
grills. And there's a lot.
Sorry, you
There's
said
like
venison onto the grills?
yeah, there's like 20-ish pits, and they're all being loaded with meat. Every once in a while, you'll see some vegetables here and there.
Who the fuck eats those?
There's another
Fucking
set of elves
disgusting.
rolling out tables, low tables. It looks like you're meant to sit on the ground at these tables. Another one comes by and starts placing down pillows to sit on. Somebody is rolling out a barrel, and then another elf is rolling out another barrel, and another elf is rolling out another barrel. And they come in and out of the main house as they do this.
Another one.
Another one. And you said there are elves cooking it?
Yes.
So we'll head over to one of the elves cooking it and try to get their attention.
The elf looks at you sheepishly. Kind of has a worried or shy look on his face. Like he doesn't know how to react to this immediate moment. And
I mean,
then
that's the best kind. It makes it hard for them to say no.
he looks at another elf, and they look back at him. They look just as confused. What do you say? Are you saying anything?
Hello, yes. Hello, my companions and I guess, are staying here for a few days, and we're running a bit low on food supplies. Could we borrow some?
They look at each other, and one of them like leans into the other to like whisper, and they whisper at each other for a bit, and then one looks back at you and just slowly nods their head yes. And then looks back at the other elf
And you
and shrugs.
said it was like a deer being cooked?
Yeah. It's almost all venison.
Thank you. That's perfect. And so we'll just walk over and take an entire deer. And then start taking it over to the barn.
Alright. You
Just a
take
straight up entire fucking deer.
whole deer, dressed and cleaned, to the barn.
Oh no, I meant like one of the ones that are cooking.
Oh, okay. That's different. Yeah, you still do it though. You have yourself one whole deer, or well, a whole barbecue
It's
pit's
the
worth
funnier
of deer.
picture.
I don't know. They're both funny. The fact that you just took the meat instead of waiting for it to be cooked is a bit funnier, in my opinion. That's just me.
Well, you know, you gotta if you're 10 in, you gotta be 10 in.
True. But that also means average, not retarded. Well, average
It's
is
funnier,
better
goddammit.
nowadays. Yeah, you've acquired a whole lot of food.
Honestly, it kind of is. It's sad.
Um,
Raph, is she still being quiet? Because I have food.
I don't know. Did I find the paper and pen or pencil?
I think if you look around enough and if you ask, an elf will point you to. It's not quite a house. It's more like a large shed. You probably have to be on all fours to even be in there, but it's like a little workshop kind of thing. You'll find a few elves in there working on
it
some
falls
sort
back.
of carpentry, and they're paper. They're
Oh,
paper and parchments, mostly parchment.
Whilst yeah, whilst Sill's going and getting food, I'll get paper and pen and then go back to the thing
Mhm.
and write my note or my letter.
Mhm.
And Sill returns.
With an entire fucking deer over her shoulder.
Goddamn. I will look up at Zolta and see. I assume she's still dissociating. I will help the small elf. I'll pick the deer up and set it down on a table.
All right.
I mean,
Isolta.
she's gonna eat eventually, right?
I will pull
Yes.
a leg off the deer and wave it in front of Zolta's face.
What is going on in Isolta's mind at this moment?
Okay, quick. With his size, does that mean like the leg of the deer is like a fucking like chicken wing to him?
I would say a drumstick, maybe like a turkey drumstick. But what is going on in Isolta's mind? You find yourself in a strange place, very unlike the rest of Whitevine society. A person who seems to know your family, and a person who seems to understand the brevity of your situation, and a very uncouth, un-Whitevine-like person at that. Just the fact that you're sitting in a warehouse full of drugs is, well, is extremely foreign to you, as Whitevine very much frown upon most and all drug use that is not medicinal. With alcohol being like the only exception. Even then, public drunkenness is not allowed.
I mean, it is strange, but I don't really care. It's kind of like I'm more preoccupied about what's gonna happen to the family.
And what are your thoughts about that? How do
Well,
you
I hope Kara makes it back there quickly.
how do you feel about the fact that uh, you were tasked to do this job by your brother, and he also mentioned that if there was trouble to come here?
I mean, I am still like 19, so he probably attributed that to inexperience. I don't really think much about that.
Okay. And
But I
this
guess he
being
knew someone was looking
your
to make some trouble.
first big ask by your brother, your first important task, and you've pretty much failed. How does that
Yeah,
flow with
that one is
Isolta?
in the current moon state. That one is that one hits hard.
And possibly almost having lost Kara?
That one is it is weird to think about. It's kind of like realizing well, it's not kind of like the stories I'm used to read or something like that.
Mhm. Okay. And in this moment right now, as you have a large roasted deer shank being waved in your face, what do you think about these people?
The female elf is annoying. The male elf is insane. The giant is height.
Okay. Uh, do you guys all eat?
Josh.
This is just lunch.
I
Um,
mean, that's a pretty good roleplay. He's literally eating.
Fucking cheese, it's because my pizza didn't come.
Rip pizza.
Describe the flavor of your cheese flavored deer.
They're salty. And they're
And
not as
cheesy.
satisfying as the pizza.
If any of you drink the rose water, it tastes exactly like rose water, although it has a kind of strange refreshingness to it. Sort of like
It's full of electrolytes.
it's it's warm. It's not cold as you would expect, because you just pulled it out, put it into a barrel. It's more or less room temperature. It's like pulling water out of any old barrel, but it has a sort of refreshingness to it that after you drink it, it feels as if it was cold.
So is it like a spearmint kind of mintiness?
Kinda.
Dude,
Like
that sounds disgusting.
if you had mint in a lemonade,
Rose water.
and it does taste like
Try
rose water.
ginger and mint in your
Yeah,
lemonade.
that might be. More
I
of a-
forgot. Rose water is used in there's like these date-filled pastries. Lebanese cooks
Turkish?
will use it.
Is that the Turkish one? Or is that
No,
the
let me
Persian one?
find a picture of them. You might have seen them. There's a bunch of different like versions of this recipe.
What the
But
fuck?
I
It's used in
know.
Turkish delight?
Yeah, Turkish
No,
delight is
not
just
Turkish delight.
like
Yeah, it apparently
rose
is.
jelly.
These things, they're filled with dates, like macerated dates, and um, it's like a very. It's not like crunchy, but it's not a doughy kind of crust.
I don't think I've had
It's
this.
hard to describe. They're called marmoon.
Well, you guys eat. You guys drink. Rowan, while you're cleaning, you will be invited out to outside to where all the elves are gathering to have their venison grill.
I'm one of them now.
Hearty helping of venison and your choice of ale or wine. You also notice
Both.
that a lot of
Yes.
a lot of these elves are already drunk.
We just found Rowan's people.
That sounds like a good reason to avoid them.
It's true.
Is Lael here too?
Yes, she is.
I was gonna
sitting
ask
at
her
the-
something.
She's sitting at a larger or sort of round table, and there's a lot of elves with her.
Ah.
Well, they're
Actually, you know what? Rowan doesn't care. He pushes through.
you push through this crowd of elves sitting with her. She has one hanging off her hanging off her side in a very flirtatious, playful manner. She notices you barging through her little harem. He's like, outsider, what's up?
What's up is, do you have any weird magical items around?
Weird magical items.
Might see this symbol. I show her the
I
Kalulu
don't.
symbol on the.
She sees it. I don't carry anything from that ostentatious bitch.
I raise my thumb up. That's good.
I, my partner likes to destroy those things
I
on
asked her.
sight.
I ask if like how it was fighting alongside Kalulu.
Alongside?
Like, didn't Kalulu fight in the War of Man as well? Like they
Uh,
all were
she
in it together or
did.
something.
Um, I didn't fight alongside Kalilu. I kicked her ass. And she gives a bit of a she gives you that look in the image on Discord, and she takes a sip. Her and that mouthy partner of hers, Canadus. Talks a lot.
Just
That's it.
asking.
Talks a lot.
Was my master always like that?
As far as I can remember, I think back when I was younger, she liked to give a little speech before every battle. Very slow to learn the fact that when you're busy talking, you don't really see the fist heading for your gut. But she's still like that, then she's
Kind of
been like
deserves
that.
it a lot of the times.
I did get this from her though, and she shows you the bottle. It's one of the few good ones she's ever made. It's the bottle
Can
that
I?
she's been drinking from this entire time.
Oh,
She
damn.
raises it to
Can I
her
do like a
lips.
history check on it? Like I'm
She
probably
yeah,
sure I know it.
yeah, go ahead. She raises it to her lips and she cocks her head back and looks like she's taking a big swig. It's probably at this point in time, the first time you'll notice her looking a little
Nope, I don't
buzzed.
recognize it.
She then reaches out to just sort of like a platter, a platter of fruits in the middle of the table. She grabs some and she squeezes an orange into the bottle and shakes it around. It's the only thing that she's ever made that wouldn't kill you if you used it. Well, it'd probably kill you. And she points around to the other elves and the whole lot of you. This is just right for me. She takes another drink. Just don't tell my partner it came from her. She's never known. It's my one secret.
Eh. Yeah, she tasked me with finding all her magical items, but this one doesn't seem like it's causing any troubles.
Nope. Not for me, at least. She takes another swig. At this point, does anybody have anything they want to do? Oh, never mind. Run.
Well, I asked them, I was like, well, while I'm there, I'm gonna ask, like, what is this place exactly? Like, did you guys get here, or is this something that's been here for a long time?
What?
Because Rowan hasn't really been to this part of the Elven place.
Oh, you mean what is this town? Or your
Yeah,
strange one? This little plot of land right here in the ass end of Whitevine territory is my home. I earned it for serving 75 years in the war. And no one could take it away from me, not even Lucian.
Nice.
Decorated veteran. Means something to some people. My people don't care much for it. Well, at least they don't care for me holding that title. But what can you do? I just live my best life here, pissing the rest of them off. And then every once in a while I go and do business in the rest of the world. Because I'm only here for the winter. I guess it's lucky you guys ran into trouble now. If you were tasked to do whatever it was you're doing, I wouldn't be here in a month.
I nod my head. So, apart from being a researcher, I'm also a bard.
Oh?
Have no instrument, though.
Oh. How are you a bard? What do you play? I'm sure I got something somewhere if it's not weird.
Well, I lost my instrument while drinking.
Can you help me find my gun?
Miss Lyle is helping me find my
I'm
instrument.
really a bard. No, like I'm definitely a bard. I'm the voices say I was a bard.
What is your
Well, let me
instrument?
see
Rowan?
what. You know what?
What is your instrument? I don't remember. Did you pick one? Or is it just or is that part of your character? Is that you just don't have an instrument at all?
It was my part of my character. He just had a random ass instrument with him, but like he could not. He just plays everything.
Rowan is 100% a ukulele player.
Nah, bagpipes. Maximum suffering.
Yeah,
Bagpipe.
bagpipes seem about right.
Yeah, so- it can be annoying, like the triangle. It'd be
Well,
and then he just sings the whole way.
I'm sure there's an instrument or two around.
No, it. Yeah, I was gonna pick the bagpipes or
Oh, I'm trying to find an animation.
The
Here we go.
bagpipes, you say?
What the heck is that?
This can be your instrument.
Perception check. I feel like I've seen this guy before.
Discord's being slow for me.
When we die, I want you to play this.
On the horizon of this forest path, you
Okay, I get what it is. Persian Alan.
fuck. And now it's the bagpipe, like the Armenian song.
Tankalele.
That's such a good song.
It's a banger.
Shiloki's like, well, if I'm sure there's something around here you could play. I don't know. Check the barns. Check the basement. I'm sure one of these
Oh god, this is
people brought something from home.
all I can imagine is Rowan going through like every instrument and just ending up with like a pile of fucking instruments trying to see which one lets him do magic.
I'm gonna throw Rowan off the fucking cart.
There you go. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna roll a D100 in the music room. See which one he can play. So,
Rowan knows how to play the cowbell.
Oh god. Run, dun, 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 dun.
I've got a fever.
I've got
And the
a
only
fever.
cure.
The only cure is more cowbell.
That's fucking good. Did you watch the second Dune?
No. I heard he was there, and
They
he was
have
just
him
there
as
for that
the
joke.
emperor. Yes, it's just
Which is
It's Muad'Dib.
which is really funny.
Baron Harkonnen. Did you look into this Muad'Dib?
It's such a funny thing to do for such an old joke. Yeah, you go searching for an instrument. You could probably find something. Probably not all that great. It's probably been damaged. But surely there is a
Rowan
chart
doesn't
somewhere.
care. He can play off tune anyways.
Surely there's a chart somewhere that has a bunch of instruments on it that you could just roll on a table for.
So do I roll for a D20?
I did find one, kinda.
Oh, no. The internet's really slow right now. It's very strange. I'm dropping frames. Oh god.
Okay, roll a D100. Aku, roll a D100 real quick. Huh, you rolled a 100.
Wow.
What do you get?
This is apparently a real instrument. It's apparently too big though, I think. A chuck.
A chuck? That sounds like the perfect thing.
yeah. We are at Chuck's second fuck right now, so
It's a box? I don't know. I don't think this works.
It's perfect. Rowan can play that.
Oh my god. If we go with the 70 though, it's even better.
What is
that is a
that?
fucking weird looking instrument. That looks like a
It's like a
sex
medieval
toy.
Sicilian.
Oh my god!
Okay. The 70 is a smaller lute that plays pluckier tones called a lute ukulele.
Wait, what if Rowan brings that out to the floor thinking it's an instrument he can play? He actually can play it, but then everyone's like, that's
we've
a
been using
toy
that wrong.
all the elves use.
Like, oh, we've been using that wrong this entire time.
I mean, ukulele is in fact another one he got.
Well, it's up to him. I have no
Ukulele.
idea what the fuck this is.
Rowan's gonna start singing
A lute ukulele.
a ukulele.
Honestly, I feel like it's better than the strange, like medieval Sibian.
A
Oh, no.
strange thing. All right, you get your instrument.
Is it the box?
It's whichever you want. You want the ukulele, you have the ukulele. You want the box dildo, it's yours. I have no idea what it sounds like. Imagine it's like
It's a percussion instrument.
It's yours,
apparently.
my
Yeah.
friend. It's covered in like years of elf use.
I have found my instrument. Oh, what do the elves think about it?
what does it sound like?
It's a
I-
per- it-
Is it like just
it's a
a drum? Is it like a
percussion.
maraca? What is
I'm trying to find.
what- For the sake of our brains, I would say go with the ukulele. Because we know what it
Yeah, I'll go with
sounds
the
like.
ukulele, so I can start. I could start making YouTube apology videos.
Just bust it out. When we like sacrifice you, we're gonna have you like distract everyone with ukulele, and we're just gonna run.
All right. You got your ukulele.
What is being drawn on the map, Bruce? What's going on here?
Oh, you know, Harmu. I can zoom out and get banned.
What the fuck is this instrument?
Are you doing anything with this instrument?
Yeah, I am playing a song.
Sure. Go
This
ahead
has
and
to be a shitpost, man. That has to have been like the fucking
roll performance.
the like Korean, what's it called? Quartetians were like, yeah, no, this is definitely a instrument I'm great at playing. The Lord of the castle loves it when I play the fucking chuck.
All I can imagine is just trying to play music. He's just trying to play music and people are just looking at him like he's fucking retarded. I'm sorry, but that is the stupidest instrument.
Wait, this you've actually found it?
Yes.
It's great.
It's literally just banging a fucking stick.
I'm telling you, that thing was like, that was unironically just like a thinly veiled.
It was a
Thinly veiled
disguised.
developers fetishes.
Like, whenever a Cortesian told you they played the chuck, you're like, damn, is she a real freak? I need her in my court.
It was the
God, what is this
disguise to hide it in
band?
plain sight.
So your instrument is knocking on a door.
Oh, this has a different percussion. You can actually hear it this time.
Yeah, it's just
So
knocking on a
weird.
door.
All right. Let's get back to the game.
After we're done eating, I'm gonna go ask the madame if they get mail here or where the nearest like post office might be.
That's actually a good idea since still if we're stuck here for a few days might be of value.
Yeah, you can find her in sitting at the table with a bunch of elves,
Not doing Lord knows what.
drinking, eating, drinking mostly. He drinks a lot.
Based alcoholic of.
Mm-hmm. You will find her. Unless you're going to ask in character. He'll tell you.
No, I'm not gonna ask in character.
It's probably best to go in either... It's probably best for your guys' sake to go to Schulstadt if you want the mail taken care of quickly. Otherwise, you could probably leave it in the workshop. There is a box, and every once in a while, somebody will ride it off to Lakeshore or Safe End, depending on what needs to be mailed out.
How far is Schultzstadt from here?
3-day trip.
Lord have mercy.
If you weren't a giant, you could take
Yeah,
a
I'm just
horse
gonna,
and it'd be a 1-day trip. You're a big boy, and there are
There's
no
a lot of giant
giant
racism in
horses
this
here.
place. These elves are very racist.
I mean, as a giant, you can probably outrun a horse.
Yeah, you could probably hold the horse on your shoulders and run it, and you'll be faster.
What is my athletics score? I'm actually curious.
In
My
Mabadogi,
athletics
the
is not
giants
bad.
sometimes held horses over their shoulders. You definitely cannot outrun a horse. You could probably, in the terms of endurance, run longer than a horse, but the horse is definitely faster than you. As a horse's base movement speed is probably 70 feet, which means their dash is 140. Your dash is 80. But if you really wanted to power through and run to Schultzstadt, you could probably do it faster than a horse because the horse has to rest, or it will die of exhaustion. You, however, will only probably suffer a couple points of exhaustion.
No, I'm not gonna run it over there. I'm just gonna leave it in the workshop.
All right.
I will ask her if she has an envelope.
Yes, there are envelopes in the workshop. Envelopes, wax seals, whatever you
over
need.
there and like, it's yours, my friend.
You can have it.
And I will DM you where I'm sending this letter.
Okay. Sil, are you doing anything special?
After hearing that, we're fucked. Our only choice for sending mail is to go to Schutzstadt or wait for it to go to Lakeshore. Nah.
Okay. Rowandahl's got his ukulele.
Since we're here for 3 days.
Isolt is probably starving herself out of stress. Is there anything that you guys want to do?
You know what? Actually, Still's gonna watch Rowandahl play the ukulele
Sure.
because it's probably the least annoying sound that he's ever made.
Rowan, whenever you want to play, you can just roll a perception or a performance check and see how everyone receives your ability to play this or lack of ability. Who knows?
You need to fail this check.
The laughing horrors.png. Except it's Rowandahl.
Oh, he plays rather adeptly. It's all right. It's all right.
Don't worry, be happy.
Everyone seems to enjoy it.
But ukulele.
They pair the performance to their drink and meals quite well. And after about an hour, things will start to wind down here. Some of the elves will return to the main house, while others will walk off into various directions towards the rest of town. Lael brushes off a couple of the elves that that are urging or pushing her towards the house, but she just sort of brushes them off and takes a seat. Pulls out a pipe from her blouse and puts some leaf in it and lights it. Takes a puff, exhales, and she just kind of looks out towards the east. Not saying anything. Just looking.
Damn, I should have picked the accordion.
I mean, you're a bard. It would make sense for you to have more than one instrument at least.
Alright, no, you can't remove kebab. That's not Rowandahl. If anything, Rowandahl is the kebab.
Yeah.
Think that would be remove dwarf in this
When
world.
you make a dwarf, yeah, when you make a dwarf character, you can have remove kebab. We're gonna have.
You know,
we're
I've
gonna-
never actually heard the song.
It's a good track. So of the like Yugoslav war songs, it's not bad. It's not as good as the Bosnian artillery one, but it's up there.
After
Dude,
about,
when we make dwarves, it's gonna be like the racism campaign, and we're
I
gonna
mean-
have to fucking what's it called?
if you make a dwarf, if you want the
Shoot, I'm
racism
kidding.
campaign, it has to be mountain dwarf. All right, it has to be mountain, and it is the racism campaign. I will not allow anyone to play mountain dwarf without them being very racist. There will be enforced racism.
Based.
I might make a mountain dwarf for my next
I
character.
will write a primer.
Okay,
We're
so
all-
here's
we're-
what you do.
I will
we're all
write
gonna
a
be-
primer in racism for the mountain
So
dwarf
here's what-
campaign.
How about this? We do one daughter of the hunt. We do one mountain dwarf. We do one Velador human. And then we pick whatever the most racist other race we can think of is.
Daughters of the Hunt are the least racist drow. If you want racist drow,
Okay,
you gotta
what's
get
the most racist
Marshlanders
drow?
or Bloodwoods.
Okay, we'll do Marshlander drow, mountain dwarf, Velador human. The ultimate racism team. They hate each. The only thing they hate more than each other is everything else.
Or the elves.
Base.
What was I gonna say?
that would actually
After
be
about
pretty
5
funny.
minutes, Lael, who hasn't actually introduced herself as Lael yet, we know who she is. She gets up, she drops the ashes in a pipe into one of the fire pits and walks off into her home.
Walks off into the sunset. Okay.
Save any RP that you wish to have with each other or a character. Is there anything that you guys want to do at this place for this day? You have
Yeah, drown in the Rosenwasser.
you have what time is it? It is currently, I would say, 3 o'clock. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4,
Document the
5 hours till
Rosenwater,
sunset.
whatever wines and stuff that they got.
I'm gonna go check on Azolta and try and convince her to come out.
You look for Isolta. I imagine she hasn't moved from her spot.
I'm in a very loud discussion with myself.
And what is that discussion?
I'm walking back and forth.
Well, act
Did
it
she
out.
eat? For glory.
Did you eat Isolta?
Alright, so... no. I'm just walking back and forth, like kinda yelling at myself. Not yelling, just talking at myself. But I shouldn't have brought them with me. I shouldn't have been so full of myself. And no, maybe I wouldn't be in this much of a problem right now.
Okay.
Do I hear any of this?
You walk in on her, maybe like at that last sentence.
I'm gonna ask her again. Young miss, did you eat?
No.
There's plenty of veal to go around. These
Uh,
elves don't seem like they don't seem like their hospitality's very white vine, but I'm sure they won't bite if you wanted to come out and join us.
water.
I will pick the small elf up and carry her outside.
Wait, isn't she a human?
Is she? I'm
I
not
am
sure.
human.
I will pick the small woman up and carry her outside.
You pick up the depressed child. Carry her outside. Nobody has cleaned up the dinner. There's still food sort of just lying about everywhere. As is a barrel of think probably wine.
I just eat some meat and drink a cup of wine or something, and then go somewhere else.
Okay. This is the first time Isolta's drank a considerable amount of alcohol. Like a whole cup of wine. It's a whole drink.
I've drunk wine before. It's not the
Okay, it's the hard stuff.
experiences with the other kind of alcohol.
The moonshine.
Yeah.
Stuff that will put you on your ass. Okay. Alright. You walk away. The four of you find yourselves in a odd predicament, to say the very least. Is there anything else the lot of you wish to do for this day?
I'm gonna go fucking.
Did you say go fuck?
No, I'm gonna go back to the cart and like set up a place to sleep.
Okay.
Since I don't think there's gonna be anywhere else, I'm gonna be able to.
It.
Yeah.
Alright. Still. Take that as a no.
Rather than sleeping in the barn. Huh?
That was C voice. Nah, don't worry
Who
about it.
died?
Huh?
I was the bot that records all your.
I was saying rather than sleeping in the barn filled with, you know, weed.
Mhm.
Just basically like somewhere on the path over to the lake, just camp in a tree.
Okay.
I want to be near the cart just in case.
Camp out somewhere away from the safety of your companions. Rowan, anything you wish to do in this?
Okay, but to be fair, anything with a Rowan's going to be unsafe.
That's true. That's so fucking true.
Probably.
What is it?
I'm truing right now.
Is there anything you wish to do in this place for the rest of this day?
Yeah, I asked them what kind of medicines they got. What are there other than the wine and the weed in the shed?
One of the elves who seems a bit more orderly, who seems like they actually do something around here, except that's not drinking and partying. They'll show you around. They'll show you to like the medicine like pantry, and you'll find yourselves a series of ointments, mostly herbal. Nothing fancy. Most of it is what you would expect to find in like a very not a low-level alchemist, like an apothecary's place, like an alchemist who focuses on medicines and stuff. So it's really nothing special. I wouldn't say like low level. Yeah, low level apothecary stuff. Ointments, tinctures, usually things that help bruises heal, prevent scrapes and cuts from being infected, that sort of thing. Maybe an emetic
I asked them
or
if
two.
there's any weird ones that taste nasty or not usual, like something that they themselves that they just concocted like here at Lales that
Um, they'll tell you that Lale doesn't care much for alchemists and has no such business here. At least when she's home. There are alchemists who live on this and can't live in this town, but they don't do any alchemy until Lale's gone. So if you wanna
okay.
access to that, you're gonna have to come around in like a month and a half. Once the rainy season
Damn, what did
effects
Kalulu
dry
do
up.
to her to make her hate alchemists?
Well, I don't know, but it was a long war. As the elf closes up the pantry. Alright. Barring anything special that you guys want to do, I would say the rest of your day goes by uneventfully. Well, depending on how Rowan sees things, as he's cleaning up the rest of the house, doing his best. Why don't you give me another investigation check? Or intelligence.
Got it.
Yeah, you do yourself a real good job this time around. You start with some empty rooms and clean them top to bottom. You get all the dishes you can find and safely transport them to a bin where you can fill it with water and clean them off. And then you work yourselves around the rooms that are occupied by people who are having themselves a good time. Careful not to knock down any bottles or get in anybody's way, as they're probably vomiting on themselves because they are drunk as a skunk in the middle of the day. That sort of thing. You'll even get a pat on the back as Lael walks towards the stairs to retire to her room. Say, hey, good job. Keep it up. You still got more work to do. And she will walk up the stairs. A couple of elven women around each arm. Much taller than she is. She is quite small compared to everyone here. As they walk up into
It's
the
century.
stairway. You guys will sleep, I suppose. Of course, no watches need to be made, but I mean, if you're particularly paranoid or wish to snoop around, you can do that. But I imagine,
I mean,
Raph-
Rowan's high, isn't he?
Rowan's probably high.
I've driven the cart for like the past couple of days. I'm fucking snoozing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
imagine
Rowan
Raph
is
is
absolutely
sleeping
fucking
underneath,
blitzed.
all the hanging weed plants. Raph is probably just gonna pass out
Dude,
somewhere.
weed.
Rowan's gonna
You
pass
know,
out somewhere.
When is what is Rowan doing peyote?
I'm gonna have to get Rowan on that fucking ayahuasca so he like loses his
Ayahuasca.
mind.
That's some hill
Yeah, the
giant.
fucking
That's some hill giant technology. They got the shamans. Syl is sleeping in a tree out in the middle of nowhere for some reason. And Isilta, you were offered a room in the manor. Do you take it?
I'm drowning in the frozen water right now. But yeah, I take the room.
And you get led to that room by an elf who looks like they have a job to do. average height for an the average height for a non-white vine elf wearing a uniform. They lead you to a room. It's rather nice. It's almost like home, except the design is very foreign. It is very much a not white vine establishment in this place. She'll show you where all the amenities are, and if you need anything to just ring the bell that is stationed on the nightstand. She will then leave you be. And I assume you all go to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Raph,
Yes.
you awaken to a series of thunks. Heavy, meaty thunks. Bashing around.
Oh no.
How do you respond?
Where are they? Inside the shed?
They are indeed inside the shed.
Get up and look around.
You get up, and as you position yourself, you recognize that they're coming from the cart.
Oh no. I'm gonna open the cart and stick my head in.
As you stick your head in, the bulk of that cocoon comes flying right at you. And
Is it like shreds, or is it like the
No,
cocoons
it's like-
falling out of the cart?
it's swinging the cocoon. It is shrunk considerably, but it has formed in a more oblong shape. It seems to be stuck at its base to the bench inside the cart, but it is wiggling violently. It stops after about a couple minutes. It's no longer wiggling, but it still writhes.
Is there any like hay or anything in the shed that I could pack inside there? Not to like restrain it too much, but to stop it from like banging around.
Yes. There's hay that
Kind of like
is-
kind of like packing.
Yeah. There's hay that they use to pile the weapons into crates into, kind of hide them. There's plenty of excess hay that you can use. Just toss it in there.
I'm gonna, I'm just gonna pack it in there and curse this job. Hardest goddamn 100 gold I ever made in my entire life. Right now, I'm hot dog. That's a Val post.
The
Sil,
funny thing is, it's not even 100 gold. It's a fraction of 50.
I thought the total payout was like 50 for each
N-
person.
Nope.
Oh, well, I'm getting fucking Chungus's, what's it called?
Oh no,
Gold anyways.
we already agreed to do that.
Sil,
He traded it to me for the wine.
Hello.
you hear off in the distance. Sounds like pattering of limbs hitting grass at a rapid pace.
How many? How many limbs are we talking about?
Make an intelligence check.
I don't like the thought of this.
Wow, you still made it. 4.
And I rolled that as the. I'm not sure why it came out as that, but yeah, that 29.
4 limbs. As they
You know,
are
I was worried at first it was going to be a spider.
rather chaotic. You're in a tree currently.
Let's observe and see what the pitter patter is coming from. Can anything be seen in the distance or any estimate on how far away it is?
Would you say you're in a lone tree or are you in a smattering of trees? Lightly wooded area?
I'd say a smattering.
Okay.
Lightly wooded, yeah.
Yeah.
Just slightly off the path that we took to the lake.
You take a look around. Give me a wisdom or perception check.
Perception. Good
You can't-
roll.
You can't find it. You don't see it, but the direction is clear. It is coming from, I would say, the southwest direction. It's coming from the southwest. You don't know where it's going, though. You wish to investigate further?
Basically the direction that.
I mean, it's just in the
Yeah.
southwest vicinity.
Fine. Oh, so like, is it like a get out of the tree and kind of investigate kind of deal?
Is that what you want to do?
That's probably the smart move.
Okay. You get out of the tree. There are no creatures around you immediately.
Smart in quotes.
How do you go about investigating these grass beats?
Since we're in kind of the lightly wooded area, just try to break sight with like the main path while slowly trying to approach it to
Okay.
at least get a view on what it is.
How fast do you go about this?
Just trying to keep low.
You want to be stealthy about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what, quarter speed?
Yeah. And stealth check. That's stealth or dexterity?
That's stealth.
Really good. You do your best. So really that's probably half speed. You do your best to approach this area without, being seen, trying not to make sight lines, etc. Eventually you'll find yourself to a decent sized brush, and when you peer through it, you'll see off in a distance what looks like a black wolf running
Oh,
towards
woo.
what you feel is Lalestead. But it's just running in that
How
direction.
big is the wolf?
Wolf size. I mean, wolves are pretty large. It's not like a dire wolf or anything, but it's a big boy.
Does it seem like it's running away from something, or is it just like it's trying to hunt something down?
It's running. It stops every once in a while, takes a sniff, but it keeps running in the same direction.
I guess try to follow just to make sure that it doesn't cause any shenanigans to take place.
Okay.
Rowan already nearly died to a boar. We don't want him to die to a wolf.
Rowan almost getting one shot by a boar.
And I mean,
Times.
and you know,
Sure.
Rue is already fucked up. Don't need Rue to be fucked up and missing.
Well, probably be better, but you follow the wolf. I imagine you don't want to be seen by it. I will
No.
say either average your dexterity and wisdom and roll that, or average your stealth and survival and roll that
That's like a D100?
as a d20. As you would a normal
Or
skill check.
okay,
Take the average.
round up or round down.
Down. Alright. You stalk this creature as best you can. You'll notice that when it stops to start smelling its surroundings, that it does it in a very predictable time frame. So that's when you know it's time to get low, get into a bush, get behind a tree, and it takes about the same amount of time to every time just to take that sniff, so you know when it's safe to get out of cover and continue tracking it. Every once in a while you might lose it once past the bridge, but it's running in the same direction and you do catch up eventually. It will eventually lead you to Lalestead, but it hovers around the outskirts. It avoids the main manor, and it does sniff around one of the barns, but it leaves and goes towards the fields. Rowan, where did you fall asleep, Rowan?
What's up? By the cart on the floor.
Oh, okay. So you also heard the thumping. You're awoken by this thumping. And Raph also wakes up as well. And the both of you find that it's coming from the cart. Raph opens it to see that the cocoon has shrunk considerably, although it's taken a more oblong shape and is now just wriggling around like somebody punched a Wobbuffet.
Nice.
Eventually it stops
So I guess
and begins to
it's
just writhe
already
and twist.
it's already gotten past. I guess it's gotten past the liquefaction
You
stage.
know that it will probably hatch in 2 days at this point. That is your gut feeling.
Nice.
Raph stuffs the cart with hay to protect the cocoon from itself, as it seems to just try to bash itself open.
Yep.
Isolta,
I'm back. My bad.
are you still with us, Isolta?
Yeah.
You're not dead yet.
Yeah.
Okay. Isolta, you wake up. You
I
are
wake up.
in this strange room. You have... Do you have any ideas what you're gonna do about this mess? Who knows?
No.
As it is, you're still here, alone with this trio of weirdos. And as far as you know, Kara has yet to return. You hear a knock at the door.
I stand up, cover myself, and go to the door.
You open it.
Yeah. I slightly open it.
You see your host standing there, dwarfed by your height, as she looks up at you. That bottle still in hand. Hey, come eat.
I invite her in.
No, I mean,
What did
like,
you say?
come eat. Are you all right, kid?
I did it.
It's a
Yeah.
new day. Eat more than once out there in Jinkei, don't you?
Sometimes.
Come on, it's a barley porridge. Try to not eat meat all the time. I'm sure you're familiar with this kind of food.
I not.
No, by the way, she takes a step back and she tries to do like I guess like a white vine curtsy, although it's very incorrect and improper. My name's Lael. They call me the Runt. Come on. And she walks.
I do the same thing, and you say Isolt.
Nice to meet you, kid. Come on. It's contemplating whether you're gonna be by the noose or by the needle. No point doing it on an empty stomach. And she'll walk towards the kitchen.
I will follow.
Okay. The breakfast being served looks very familiar. It's very much a white vine meal. A barley porridge of some sort. With possibly an egg and maybe a small slice of meat. And pickled vegetables, would that be? Probably a pickled vegetable of some sort. Or root. Garo? Is that the root I'm thinking of? Carrot-like root. Savory sort of tangy marinade. It's decent. It's not as fancy as what you're used to. Despite the obvious hangovers in the elves who are eating in this room right now, they seem tame, calm, normal, maybe. But also, you'll notice that you immediately notice that now that you're here, if you're paying attention to any of them. Are you paying attention to any of them? Or are you just in a haze?
At some point I start paying attention after eating some.
You notice that their tattoos seem wrong. All of them. Even
How?
Lael's are kind of weird. Lael has tattoos that you haven't seen before. You're used to them all having that upward crescent. But hers are more like this. Like think of cat's whiskers, but inward. As I've drawn them in the map. And they're also
Where?
right here,
Okay.
over the Rosenwasser. Move them so they don't bleed in with the color. Not move these. There you go. One of them is also
Okay, so she has the Naruto thing.
yeah. One of them is differently colored. One of them is a darker purple, while the bottom one is a brighter pink that matches her sash. The rest of the elves, their tattoos just don't seem right. They don't seem like they were placed on them by a proper artist.
Okay.
Everyone continues their meals. Everyone seems quiet. There's some laughter, some chatter, and you also begin to notice that nobody here speaks Whitevine. They all speak in Elvish.
All right.
After a while, people start to put their dishes down. One of the more dutiful elves will come and collect and take them away. Some of the elves will hang around for a bit, talk some, and then they'll leave. Lael takes out her pipe, puts some leaf into it, and lights it up. Around this time, most of the elves have left. Just Lael, you, a handful of dutiful elves, and a cloud of smoke. Lael says nothing during this. She flicks the ashes out of her pipe into the bowl sitting in front of her. Gets up. It's like, well, hey, kid. Just remember what I offered you. You can stay here as long as you like, and maybe even stay here longer than that. But until that thing pops open, I'm not sure what to say. But, I got some business to attend to around town. You can follow if you like, or you could just hope, I guess. But,
I nod.
try to avoid staying in the main room there. Not a lot of boundaries are set there. I'm sure you understand. She gets up, she fastens her sash, and she walks out the kitchen. One of the dutiful elves will walk by and is like, do you need anything, Mr. Mozzie?
No.
Understood. They'll nod, bow, and they'll return to what they're doing. This elf spoke to you in Whitevine.
Okay.
Right? You're sitting alone in the kitchen. Raph and Rowan, you've just witnessed this cocoon flop about. One of you's got big ideas, the other one's worried about his money. Still, you follow this wolf around town. What are you guys up to now?
It better not be a druid, you fuck. Be like a fucking 5-year-old druid.
It's a 500-year-old druid.
They're 500, but they look 5.
I'm gonna ask Roland all about the cocoon. And if it's like what its status is. If we need to move it or
Rowan.
Nope. Just grab as much Just grab as much like cushioning for it so it doesn't break it before it hatches.
Alright.
Yep. You start cushioning this
Yes.
strange, god awful monstrosity.
I will do my best to add more hay to keep it safe.
And you'll eventually probably have the entire cart on the inside filled with hay. If this thing's gonna bash itself apart, it's gonna have to try real hard. Um,
Hey, is that reasonable?
you die. God, I hate you, Harmu.
I mean, I would normally continue, but I have a doctor's appointment later, so
It's over.
hate you so much. How do I say this?
Her status is just
Exploding.
at raw.
Brain explode.
It's the Black Wolf. The Wolf in the North.
Syl, you following this wolf around? It stops in the fields for a bit, sniffs around, and you'll see it chase a rat. It will lunge at the rat. It will do that thing that small dogs do when they're trying to rip apart the entire internal structure of a small creature. And then it will
Wait, this wolf sounds kind of base. It's killing
walk
vermin.
off with it. It'll look at you. It'll pause. And it'll continue walking off.
I mean, the wolf sounds like it's doing a pretty good job of being a good boy. Kills rats, it can live.
Mm-hmm.
Just follow to make sure that it doesn't, stay in like the super general vicinity.
Okay.
So it doesn't, decide to attack a fucking farmer elf.
It
And then we have to
runs
deal
off
with
for a
the
bit.
aftermath of that.
It stops at like a fence post and puts the rat down, and then it sees you. And then it picks the rat back up and it starts moving again.
Yeah, just
And
continue follow it until it leaves the fields on the opposite side of Lilstead.
yeah, eventually it will get there. It seems to stop every once in a while, but then it realizes it's being followed and it continues to travel after it realizes that. Eventually the wolf will be off in the middle of the fields
Good.
or off by some trees or bushes. And unless you continue to follow it, it will no longer move. It will feast on its snack.
Yeah, just stop following it once it leaves the fields.
Alright.
It's not doing anything immediately harmful.
Alright. Well,
In fact, it's actually doing good things. But should still note it down because that's the first wolf we've seen in, what, 5 days? Not only that, but it's like on the opposite side of where we would expect to have seen it.
Yeah.
Because it was over
Wolves
here.
tend to be over on the
We would
other side of the
expect it
river. Or
over
the
here.
no, wolves tend to be on over here in the north area, the northeast.
Yeah, so it's weird that it's on the.
Yeah, being on
Yeah,
this
it's
side of the
weird that it's
lake
over here.
is strange. Well, probably just gonna have to call it for tonight because I don't know how to go forward without a important player character. Isolta.
The character that like everyone seems to know in this area.
What are you guys doing with the cocoon right now?
Well, we just pretty much got it all covered and cushioned up.
Okay. Anything else?
Nothing
Nope.
else with the cocoon. The only thing I was gonna do is like walk around and see if there's anything magic related or
Magic
any
related?
like, but that seems like they were magic. Yeah,
Like in town?
in Lalestead.
Okay. You can do that. How do you do that? How do you go about doing that business?
Just gonna wander around and see if I notice anybody that seems interesting.
Do I see anyone who seems magical?
None of their tattoos. Yeah, or like anybody that's their tattoos seem familiar. Or look like a mark.
Hmm. White vine tattoos are
'Cause everybody seems to have.
cryptic to outsiders. As far as you know, they're just a thing that they do. You are Black Bloom though, so you probably have more experience with White Vine elves. Give me an intelligence check. Jeez.
I didn't mean to double.
You rolled a 1 and then a 2. Oh, hey, guys.
Both are bad.
If you look
Yeah,
up
both are
here
pretty fucking bad.
at the if you go to token controls, you'll see a D20. That will tell you your D20 statistics.
Wait, where?
Lord.
In
Mine
token
are gonna be
controls.
dog shit.
Wait, where is this?
If you go to token controls, top left,
When was our?
and then go down to your D20
Let me go back.
statistics. I could drop a screenshot in Discord if you need to.
It looks like it's for. Oh, you can change it for
You can
how
change the
long.
character and
Yeah,
the date.
mine doesn't seem to be like adjusting.
Oh, it doesn't have it for all sessions.
Yeah, it's only for the session. It's only for this session, because this is the first time we've had it. So oh, yours isn't adjusted at all. Make sure it includes today, I suppose. You gotta adjust the dates. They're using the European style of the month first. So it's you get to see how bad you roll. Or how good. Look at Haku. He has 1 D100 and 1 D20. He's a powerful roller.
Wow, his are like super even.
Yeah. Then we look at Kaiman's, and he has a 1 and a 2.
1, 2.
Very powerful. You're very bad at this game, my friend.
Dude, I like.
Just roll
my
better, dude.
dice. My dice are weighted. This is fucked up.
Digitally weighted dice.
Like fucking.
Yeah, that's a fun thing to look at and lament. All my dice in real life are weighted to land on 4. I don't know why. They just are. Where were we? You look around, but yeah, you can't really get a read on these people. They're strange, these ones. All the elves in this here town, this here farm in town of the White Vine, this here Lalestead, they're all they're just different. You don't know how to put a finger on it.
They're built differently.
Quadruple cheeked up on this Wednesday afternoon. It's over. I am apparently like I didn't tell this is a plus 13.
Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes
Just think, you rolled worse than the person with the lowest intelligence.
you just don't know.
It's true.
As you head out,
We ain't
you'll
found
notice
shit.
that Lael, or at least the elf that we call Lael, though she's never introduced herself to you, exits her manor and plops herself down on that big ol' rocking chair, pulls out her pipe, and fills it with leaf.
Dude, weed elves.
Anyone
Breath
else
without smoke.
doing
She must
something?
be a wood elf. She must be a wood elf because she loves them trees.
I regret not killing Syl
Elf on the Zaza.
every day, just like
true.
Felix. Anything else anyone wants to do here on
Feels
this farm?
so soulful.
But where's the Lasagner?
Do what I want, John.
I think Felix is retroactively
Who
dead.
would there be someone like that's? Would there be someone like in charge of the fields on a farm, or would that just like be go to the house to ask someone regarding the wolf?
From what you remember back in May, there probably is, but judging by how things work here, you have no idea.
Yeah, who the fuck knows? Based on saying things at the party, they're all either drunk all the time or high all the time.
Or fucking.
How do they even have a farm that functions?
Well,
Or fucking yeah.
seems to be getting done,
Or a combination.
as far as you know. But at this point in time, you do see there are some elves rooting around the fields.
Yeah, in that case, approach, I guess, the elves in the fields and just ask them if they've heard of anything involving black wolves, I guess, going from the east to the west through Lalestead.
No one seems to. Nobody here seems to know anything about that. One of them might mention that they've noticed, some wolves, a wolf or two, come out of the Freelands every once in a while, but they don't normally come this close to Lalestead. If anyone has problems with wolves, it'll be more
Which
on
is
a safe end.
weird. I almost forgot what there was because of the writing on the board. Well, just caution them about the wolf to the west. that it seems more interested in catching mice for food than harming people for food.
Okay.
And to stay nice and safe.
Okay.
And then go check in on, the people who were in the barn.
Okay. You'll return to the little
Make sure that they survive the night.
square in front of the manor. You'll notice Raphael wandering about. No sign of Rowan or Isolde. And you'll see Lael sitting on her big old rocking chair,
Just approach.
lighting a pipe.
Did I miss anything interesting last night or this morning?
Who are you approaching?
She'll say catches up as she catches up to Raphael.
Okay.
Raphael Ambrosius Costo.
What do you say?
If anything's happened this morning or last night after the party.
That cocoon seems to be coming along more quickly. Or maybe it's as it's supposed to be, but it was jostling around, woke me up middle of the night. Rowan Doll seems very, very excited.
So is she gonna be normal?
I hope for all of our sakes, especially that little Mrs. Zolta, that is the case.
So if things come to pass and she's not normal, should we?
What?
Well, things would have been better if she had died instead of Rowan doing his alchemy shit to her.
Is Rowan hearing all this?
If that comes to pass and it didn't work out, at that point I think I'll leave it to Mrs. Zolta to decide what happens, and then
Give me a
I will make
perception
my
check,
leave.
Rowan. With ears.
Perception on who? Me?
Yeah, with ears. So +2 bonus. Nah, they're too far away. You hear muffled voices from outside, but you're probably just too focused on this cocoon. Can't wait for it to hatch. It does throb around again.
Well, another way to look at it, when we get to Lakeshore with or without Rue, it might be worth asking if our employer knew anything about this shadow assassin of ours.
I'm not entirely sure it would be wise to continue to Lakeshore if things don't work out. If I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, we can send our employer a letter asking for him to clarify exactly what in the fuck happened.
I mean, 50 gold split between 3 people isn't that much. And I mean, he's not from the East. Do you think it could have been a setup? Because why would the assassin have even known where we were?
You might be right. It was all a pleasant coincidence. I'd assume that it's a setup for Mrs. Olta, and we just happen to be caught in the crossfire. Perhaps we could talk to her about it when she's in a bit of a better state of mind.
Is she still staring off into the distance?
That bitch is asleep.
Well, I guess staring into the back of your eyelids is staring off into the distance. When she wakes up, we should probably ask her about it. It might be useful for us to kind of get an understanding of the situation a bit better. Because, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I heard 50 gold, and that's the last thing I remember. I don't even know what our employer sounds like. I have an idea of what they're wearing.
I
But,
never met with the employer, so I'm sure we'll find some answers here very soon.
and I mean, worst case, if what comes out of that cocoon is capable of speech, we can ask Rue herself if she has any idea.
Ideally, she is capable of speech and can communicate exactly what happened.
Around this time, a cart will be making its way up the square. On it, a lone elf. Looks like he belongs to the town. Lael gets up off of her chair, flicks out the ash from her pipe, and goes and hops onto and on top of the cart. It's like a carriage, the kind that you guys have,
God, she's so cool.
not the canvas type. She just climbs on up, sits on top, cross-legged, and directs the driver to drive. As it passes by you, she tells the driver to stop, and she looks at the two of you. If you want some real advice, I'd say you just kill the thing now and up and leave. But at this point, no matter what you do, there's gonna be consequences that you're not gonna be able to deal with. Not entirely. But hey, that's white vines for you. And she directs the elf to continue driving. I'm out running errands all day. If something happens, oh well.
Goodbye. See ya. Still Rowan waving at her.
I'm sure we'll be fine, miss.
That's what they all say.
I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Some rider comes out of that cocoon and goes on a rampage?
Minotaur pops out.
Or a Minotaur? Although, I don't think a Minotaur could come from a woman.
It's not the cocoon, as she shouts out as best she can in her whispery, raspy, gravelly voice. It's the people looking for Rue. She'll continue on driving.
Lord have mercy.
But there's a
How
lot of
many-
people. There's multiple people looking for her.
How many days away from those two chuckle fucks are we? That we left out in the forest. Was it like a day or two?
It was like 2
It
days.
should have been, I think, 2 days.
Yeah.
I think it was more like hours.
Nah, that was like 2
No,
days.
we rode for a whole other day after
Rode
that.
for a day and
Yeah.
then abandoned them in the middle of nowhere, and then rode for another day, and then got here on the second day, like a day and a half. But you don't know what
So we have
ancient
the
white vine voodoo Isolta's working with.
so we have our employer looking for her. We have, presumably, since Isolta was taking her to Lakeshore, whoever Isolta said that they would take her to Lakeshore is probably waiting to hear from her. We have Shadow Assassin Man who burns himself to a crisp.
Now, hold on now. Don't get too ahead of yourself there. Now, whoever is supposed to be receiving Miss Rue, they're for certainly looking for her. Our employer, I believe, intended to have this girl assassinated. And I'm not too sure who else could be looking for it. We're only facing one potential enemy here.
I guess we can only wait and see what comes out. Hopefully
Raphael.
something.
Go ahead.
Oh no, just hopefully something.
Raphael like mumbles a prayer to the black one and fiddles with his left arm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is your arm okay?
Perfectly fine.
Fiddle with it. You don't get any response.
The Lord has forsaken me.
But I don't know how to move this forward without a particular character being in active play. So I think with this little bit of role play, a nice little spot for us to say, today will be this. That will be today's session. Like,
So
Well, what about Rowan?
he's cleaning up elf cum.
yeah.
Okay, you know what? I roll. What exactly is he cleaning up right now?
Elf shit and piss.
Yeah, probably cleaning out the chamber pots. This is a medieval era. There are no working toilets, just holes in the ground.
Imagine the smell. Just filthy elves and their hedonistic little brothel.
Honestly, I'm more worried that he's going to use it as some idea for booze.
He's gonna start making black powder. He's gonna do the fucking what's it called?
Just ferment
Soda.
the liquid in a chamber pot.
Gonna start his own Demon King army.
Rowan's gonna have like a personality shift and actually become useful.
I mean, hey, he was pretty good on the ukulele.
He'll be a powerful punching
Sorry,
bag.
the ukulele.
A very powerful punching bag. Yeah, so we'll call that here for today. As always, I enjoy the role play that happens. Although, honestly, you know, because of Harmu's character being so entwined with the story, it's kind of difficult to move things along when Isolta's not around. I don't have anything else to say. I didn't have an opportunity to get into the modes and means of what songs have been inspiring my my in-head writing of these sessions. So I will extend today's little guest song into next week. No guessing until next week.
Damn.
Who knows? Maybe you guys probably won't even get it. Maybe I won't even have an opportunity to do it. But yeah, I think that's what we'll call it for today. Nothing really happened, so there's not going to be any experience. No, actually, I think
Also,
they
I
used
have to say
hand
this.
out
Whenever I see that fucking portrait,
a portrait.
whenever I see the portrait, all I can think is like saying, Raphael is just him going, "Think, Illidan, think."
Have you not seen the full version of it?
Isn't that the
No.
pizza?
Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, it's a little. It's the heretic from Hexen. Let me see if I can pull it up. My computer doesn't shit itself.
It's the
It's surprising the amount of resources that prompting takes, and then it just won't release my resources.
yeah, that is kind of shitty.
What are you using? Automatic 1111 or Comfy UI?
I'm using Easy Diffusion. At first, I didn't think it would work out very well, but the autism lore is insanely good.
Yeah.
Any of the images I've posted have been from the autism one. The old ones just look so terrible in comparison. It's insane.
Okay, so give it to me straight. Was it a druid?
Why would I tell you if it was?
I have such a little trust in random things running by.
You notice there's a bird,
Because I,
a very black bird, just perched on top of that shed. Seems to be staring intently. Then you notice there's a very black
You
cat
look at the cow. As far as you
in
can
the
tell,
alleyway.
it is a cow.
Yeah, then you see a very black
yeah,
cow.
they got a black wolf is in common.
And you just see a bunch of, very black animals just chilling, all staring at you intently. Not really. I'm not telling you anything until something
Is the
happens.
stream is the stream still up?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't misbehave at all. Well. Dang, I want some real good pizza right now. Fuck. Well, I mean, that's what the elves are doing. Sitting around, sipping on lean. I believe Calliope would call them drankies. God, I hate that person. Yeah, I got nothing to say. Hopefully we'll all be here next week, the 10th. I know Harmu can't respond right now, but he has his doctor's appointment today. Hopefully he's not exploding next week. So we'll play then. I really got to figure out why my ops is pushing out so much kilobytes for no reason, and I'm just dropping frames. But that's a problem for another day.
Honestly, I just can't wait till the thing hatches.
Me too. See, the problem is that it takes time, and in order to get there, you guys have to either say we skip a day, or I don't know, you gotta role play throughout the day. It's a very weird conundrum. And nothing really happened today.
We could
right?
probably find something to do for a day.
I would ask you guys, in
No.
situations like this where nothing really happened for the entire game, are you guys cool with that? You did do a lot of roleplay,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, because I know that there
It
are a lot of people who
depends
get
on if we have.
super antsy when there's not something happening and combat, and then they go back to role playing and then combat and role playing. So
I think we're fucking we're retarded enough to go find our own problems or make
That is
problems.
you guys are.
Yeah, and it's just playing out the scenario that we've been put into.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Pretty much. You're gonna have to see how Rowan gets into random shit now.
Oh boy.
Gonna fucking kill Rowan.
There's 2 days till this hatches.